Good morning, America. Good evening, India. Kevin Call from FOSAC.tv. We just got a very disturbing news coming out of India regarding that OCI, which stands for Overseas Citizens of India, are going to be treated as foreign nationals in India, and which is totally inappropriate. And to go back to the story of the OCI, whether you call it PIO, People of Indian Origin, or overseas citizens of India, it took 40 years since the non resident Indians, which amounts to more than 30 million people worldwide, who care for India. And that caring for India started way back in 1990 when P.V. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister of India, and the reserves of India at that time, before liberalization happened, with Finance Minister Manmohan Singh and Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, reached out to the non-resident Indians at that time, which net worth was more than 98% of India's GDP at that time, to bail out India because the foreign reserves of India had was below $100 million. And then the liberalization policy had started with Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. And after the Cold War had ended, and India was pro Soviet bloc countries at that time. So the contribution of the non-resident Indians for development of India started at that time with the State Bank of India bond and NRI fund, which were generated in billions of dollars by the loyal non-resident Indians. Then from there, it all started, and then way back in late 1990s, a commission was formed. Prabhasi Bharati was created, and contribution of the non-resident Indians had started, a steady flow had started through the PIO scheme of India, People of Indian Origin. Thereafter, that was converted to Overseas Citizens of India. Overseas Citizens of India always had all the freedom of any citizen of India of 1.5 billion people. And except the voting rights, all other rights were there with the overseas citizens of India. Now, repealing those rights and calling the non-resident Indians foreign nationals in India, which is very, very disturbing after 30 years when India is on the growth path, and to disallow Indians worldwide to not be part of the growth and be treated as foreign nationals in India is detrimental to the growth of India, because this is natural support system that India has with the global GDP of the NRI population. And this new law must be repealed. And we request Prime Minister Modi to look and interfere into this. I am from Kashmir myself, and if I have to go to India and take a foreign permit, it is disallowing me to go back to my own roots of Kashmir with this new law. I have to take permission to be in my village in Kashmir. And similarly, all the non resident Indians, or 30 million plus, have their own roots in India. And if they have to take permit to go to their own villages and city for the growth of that place, is not, which is an appropriate thing. What is the distinguishing factor between other Americans who are born here and me? I personally am mobilizing for investment in India because India has been left behind for foreign direct investments. And if I'm promoting India as a destination for worldwide, why should that be treated as a foreign national? NRCs, non resident Chinese, are the one who developed China. And they have a voice in the growth of China. So, why should India repeal the rights of the NRIs globally to develop India in collaboration with the United States? So please look into this matter. It's very disturbing news that has come to all the non-resident Indians on a global scale, whose GDP still is almost equivalent to India's GDP. You know, because NRIs have done very, very well abroad and they want to contribute to the growth of India. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a very disturbing news, and this needs to be repeated. Thank you very much. Kevin Call from Foresight.tv.